Hello and welcome to another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. I'm your host, Shay Wheat, founder of Grace and Ease Productions. And today's guest has a topic that I've never heard about before. So I'm really excited to kind of dive in and learn more about it. My guest today is Tom Paladino. Hopefully I said that correctly. He's a holistic medical expert, a scalar light researcher, and a humanitarian. So please help me welcome Tom to the Creating Powerful Impact stage. Hey, Tom, how's it going?
I am well. Thank you for the invite, Shay.
I'm excited to hear more because my understanding is you are continuing the work of Nikola Tesla. And you have like thousands of testimonials from people who have been healed and feel better with this new era of quantum healing. But can you explain exactly what is scalar light research and what are we doing with it? What is it about? Tell me more.
Yes. To be quite straightforward, everybody's an expert. Scalar light, what is that? Sunlight or starlight? Where does all the light come from in the universe? The sun, the stars. These are miniature stars behind me. These are scalar light instruments. So I'm working with the energy of the sun, the energy of the stars. It's not electricity. It's a different type of energy. And what you can do with this energy, scalar light or zero-point energy, is quite profound. It far exceeds the ability of electricity. And that's why I've devoted a career to this type of energy, scalar light. It has the ability to have control over nature. Anytime you have an invention, you're either overcoming nature or you're overcoming an obstacle. I can overcome many obstacles with this energy.
Okay. So it's like starlight and sunlight. How does it benefit us? What are you using this technology for to help people in, let's say, health and wellness?
Okay. So you're right. Right now I'm focusing on quantum healing. I'll make this very clear. I don't work with people. I work with photographs of people. This is my photograph. If I were to place my photograph in the instrument, my energy field would be attracted. My energy field would be connected with. So this instrument is a scalar energy instrument, which I can place my photograph inside the instrument. And now my photograph, my force field is receiving that energy, scalar energy. Now let me go to show you how strong this force field is. I'm holding in my hand a light bulb, a fluorescent light bulb. It's not plugged in. It's in its factory packaging. When I pass this light bulb by the quantum field, it illuminates.
What in the world?
That's how strong this force field is. Again, it's not plugged in. That's the type of energy that I experience by way of my photograph. So this is the new science of scalar energy, in which we can take the energy of the sun and the star. Remember, my instrument is a miniature star. And if I place my photograph in the force field, I'm enjoying star energy. That's the energy from the sun and the stars. That in and of itself will balance my brain waves and my 7 chakras. That's how strong this force field is. Now, I'm going to explain to your audience the other benefits. If I wanted to eradicate, say, a fungus, I'm going to hold up a photograph of Candida albicans. All of my work is with the light force, energy force. It's not a chemical process. So I don't work with people. I work with their energy field, or what some people might call their quantum field or their bilocated version. In other words, my photograph is my quantum signature, my energy field or a force field. Now, if I wanted to eradicate Candida albicans from my quantum field, I would actually take a photograph of Candida albicans and place it next to my quantum field. Now, keep in mind, this is not a chemical process. It's not a physical process. It's an informational process. And hence, when I'm working with information or intelligence, it's safe and there's no chemical reaction. If I wanted to rid my quantum field of Candida albicans, I would simply place both photographs in the quantum field. Now, my photograph is sharing the information of Candida albicans. So Candida albicans as a force field, as an energy, is entering into my body, my quantum body, And if I had Candida albicans, which is a very harmful fungus, it would break it apart. It would reduce Candida albicans to a state of chaos. So what am I getting at? You're working with information. There's no chemicals. In an information field, the information of Candida albicans shares with my force field, shares with my energy field. When those two force fields share with one another, you can communicate what you want, and I can communicate the chaotic behavior of Candida albicans to enter into my force field. That process alone would bring Candida albicans to a state of chaos. It would break apart. It would lose its molecular bonds.
Versus adding to it.
Yes, exactly. So by this method, people around the world send me their photographs, and I can introduce into the instrument various types of photographs of microbes. That's the herpes virus. And if I wanted to identify herpes in my quantum field, my energy field, and eradicate it, I would likewise place the photograph of the herpes virus side by side my photograph. Again, when you're sharing information in a quantum field, everything is energy and energy recognition. So the energy of herpes enters into my energy field. This process will look for the signature of herpes in my quantum field and eradicate herpes as an energy signature.
So if you didn't have that, it wouldn't introduce it to it.
Correct. It would not recognize herpes.
Huh. So it only takes away.
Yes, if it's present, it will reduce that microbe to a state of chaos. If that microbe, that germ, is not present, nothing will happen.
Interesting.
So this is the new science in which we don't use physical matter. We certainly don't use a protein drink. We don't use it massage. We administer by way of light through a person's force field. I can bilocate. I can be in two places at once with my photograph. If I place your photograph in this instrument, Shay, you would be able to communicate by way of your photograph. Now, let me give you an analogy. We're having a video conference through our computers.
Right.
Shay is not in my computer. I'm not in Shay's computer. Mm-hmm. Our images share, just like with this instrument. We share our image within this force field, within this paradigm, within this model. So whether it's a photograph or whether it's a Zoom call, we can share images.
Okay. So you've had thousands of people go through this with you.
Yes.
Share with us, like, okay, share with us an example or a testimonial or what's happened for people in their world, in their space. And how long does it work? Does it work forever? Does it a part-time thing?
Yeah. Many people come to us and they say, Tom, I have some type of a germ, some type of microbe. I will put their photograph in that instrument. To be very clear, there's no human reasoning here because I'm working with energy. Energy does the work, not me. So this energy instrument will seek out and find that microbe, such as herpes, and break it apart, or I theorize it breaks it apart. I obviously don't have that ability to look inside a person's body. So what am I getting at? Everybody who's come to me and they've said, Tom, I have herpes, I'll work with them. I'll treat their photograph. After I work with them, they no longer have symptoms of herpes or Epstein-Barr. Or if they go as far as to have a polymerase chain reaction test conducted after I work with their photograph, nobody has a viral load for herpes. No one.
And is it just for like viruses and bacteria and fungi, or?
That's one of our protocols. Microbes, pathogens, yes. Now there's another function. And keep in mind, I only work with photographs, so there's no human reasoning. I'm going to hold up a photograph of riboflavin. This is a magnified photograph of B2 riboflavin. And likewise, I can communicate, I can download the signal of riboflavin in my photograph. Now, keep in mind, these instruments only work with photographs because it's a quantum connection. It's not a physical connection. If I were to place my photograph inside the instrument side by side riboflavin, the energy, the intelligence of riboflavin would download into my force field. This is how I achieve my nutrients, by way of light. So this instrument now is sharing the energy of riboflavin into my quantum field. And as a consequence, riboflavin is now being assembled inside my quantum field. I do not have to eat food or have some type of supplement for riboflavin. My body creates riboflavin. It rearranges matter to create riboflavin.
So how does it different from like breaking it up like the other ones?
Yeah. The way I calibrate this instrument can be used either in phase to create or out of phase to disassemble. So chiefly, for the most part, I use this instrument out of phase to break apart a pathogen or a germ. I have other instruments in the laboratory. I'll do a quick, I'll show the audience some of the other instruments. Long and short, all of these instruments are used. I have 10 functioning instruments right now. These instruments are used for various capacities. The key is this. I am not working with electricity. I'm working with a dimension of energy that's everywhere. I can access this energy anywhere, and I could show people that it's so strong it'll illuminate a light bulb. Now, that's the type of energy a person has now inside their quantum field. It's not electricity. And because of that surge of energy, and because of the instructions with this energy, we can either break apart a pathogen, a bacterium, a fungus, etc. We can assemble a nutrient. We can balance the brain waves. Look how strong that energy is. That energy now is entering into my brain, is now reassembling my chakras, balancing my chakras. Why? It's self-directed. So if you will, you can go outside and you can feel the effects of the sun, the heat of the sun, or you can give me your photograph and your mind can feel the effects of this godlike energy.
How in the world did you find it and capture it in the first place?
That's the key, Shay. These instruments have taken me years to fabricate, to engineer. And now I'm ready to present this work. This is Tesla work. This is the free energy of the sun and the stars. Now I want to show a wide audience my work and have them participate in this quantum healing.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a bigger experiment now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to make that clear to the audience. Now I could work with one photograph at a time. I can work with a collage. Earlier today in my laboratory, this instrument had 500,000 photographs. I was working with 500,000 photographs today of people and animals.
Really? People that have just like uploaded their photos to your system and said work with us?
Yeah, because we have the free sessions on our website, and sometimes we receive hundreds of photographs every day.
Oh, so you print them out, you connect them to the machine.
Correct.
And just let it do its thing. Like, is it just 30 seconds? Is it needing like a whole day?
For the pathogenic cleanse, it usually only takes half an hour. The chakra balancing, I usually keep the instrument on for 1 hour. So for 1 hour, people are experiencing that type of energy in their mind, their brain waves and their 7 chakras. And the rest of the day, there's a nutrient instrument over there that I work with 22 hours a day. So I place a person's photograph in that other instrument 22 hours a day. So 22 hours a day, they're receiving vitamins and minerals, things like beta carotene, 22 hours a day.
And then how long does it, like you said, it balances the chakras and things of that nature. How long does it, quote unquote, stick?
Most people after our 15-day free session say they feel great, and it usually stays with them for a good month or two. Now, some people say that it will fade off or it will wear off, call it what you will, so they'll come back and they'll ask for a 30-day, 60-day session. I leave it up to people, and the reason I leave it up to people is twofold. I don't want to force, and secondly, there's no way for me to judge this. I don't consult with people. I'm not a medical consultant. This is not medicine. I work with photographs. How am I supposed to communicate with a photograph? I don't. I'm not being facetious. So this is a new science in which people have to adjudicate how much of a session that they want. It's up to people.
Yeah, yeah. This has been absolutely fascinating, Tom. I know earlier you mentioned so people can send you their photograph. Like,
Yes.
How in the world can they do that? And you said that's complimentary as well?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's free. Why do I do that? This is a new science. Nobody in the world has duplicated my work. So I don't expect anybody to understand my work unless they have a free session. Okay. So with this new science, anybody in the world can send their photograph. You can send your entire family to us, a group photograph, okay, or a single photograph. Include your pets. Our website is scalarlight.com. All we're going to ask you is just to send your facial photograph. Keep your clothes on, just send your face. We'll treat you for 15 days. We'll balance your chakras. We'll eliminate microbes and we'll create nutrients. And all we need is a facial photograph. This is how you prove it to yourself. This is a new science. Nobody has duplicated my results yet. Hence, I have to have people prove how effective this is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. So we will have the link in the show notes if you want to go ahead and send your photo over to have all of this done for, you said it was a 15 days?
Yes, 15 days.
Wow. That's
no
amazing.
questions asked. Thank you. Well, I have to do that, Shay, in order to introduce this new science. Put yourself in my shoes. If you invented the first computer and nobody else on planet Earth had a computer, how are you going to prove that a computer is of merit? Right. Well, you have to give people computer experience. This is the experience I want people to have.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Tom. I think this is amazing. It's definitely new cutting edge science to take a look at. Now, before we kind of wrap up today, what would you say is a takeaway or a memorable note that you would like to leave our audience with?
You know, God has given everybody this fundamental force, scalar energy. The mind and the heart operate on scalar energy. Thinking is a function of scalar energy. Emotions, feelings are a function of scalar energy. So that primal force, everybody has that in their mind and their heart. What I can do with an instrument is profound, but you have a greater ability with your mind and your heart to work with God's light, the light of God.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I want to thank our audience for joining us on another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. I'm excited for you to take these lessons and these resources that you've learned here today, implement them so that you can create even more impact in your world. Until next time, have an outstanding rest of your day. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast. If you are a successful coach, speaker, author, or thought leader who would like to be on this program, simply visit creatingpowerfulimpact.com/guest. If you are someone who got something out of this interview, would you please do me a favor and share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on your socials. Also, if you know somebody that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag Creating Powerful Impact. I love seeing all of your posts and great guest selections. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and they really mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more about us? Head on over to our website, graceandeaseproductions.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Just look for Grace and Ease Productions on your favorite platform. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.